Do you love the game? To preserve it, you must follow the FIBA Code of Conduct at all times, which means betting on basketball is strictly forbidden. Asking family or friends to bet for you is not allowed either. You must never improperly influence results or incidents within a game, no matter how small, or engage in corrupt conduct by either giving or receiving a bribe. Never share inside information with anyone who could use it for betting. FIBA closely monitors betting markets. It has eyes on any suspicious activity, sending investigators to interview players and gather evidence every time there is a suspicion of match fixing. Remember, as a professional, your behavior matters, especially in the way you treat your teammates, fellow players, staff, and others outside the game. Abuse, whether physical, psychological, or sexual, is strictly prohibited. The way you behave away from the court is equally important. Any action that risks damaging the reputation of the game can be sanctioned by FIBA too. And if you witness an actual or even potential violation, you must report it to FIBA immediately or risk receiving a sanction yourself. You can carry out this duty anonymously using the reporting tool on the FIBA website. The integrity of our sport is at stake, so you have the obligation to cooperate fully with any investigation into a possible infringement. This includes handing over your phone, personal devices, and any financial records requested. Failure to cooperate will result in a suspension. Breaking any of these rules could get you a 100,000 Swiss franc fine and a lifetime ban from the sport. Even attempting to break a rule could land you in trouble. Above all, play with respect, reject corruption, gambling, and all other dangers to the sport, and use basketball to make a better world. This is our game. Play it straight.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
No worries, dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Do you love the game? To preserve it, you must follow the FIBA Code of Conduct at all times, which means betting on basketball is strictly forbidden. Asking family or friends to bet for you is not allowed either. You must never improperly influence results or incidents within a game, no matter how small, or engage in corrupt conduct by either giving or receiving a bribe. Never share inside information with anyone who could use it for betting. FIBA closely monitors betting markets. It has eyes on any suspicious activity, sending investigators to interview players and gather evidence every time there is a suspicion of match fixing. Remember, as a professional, your behavior matters, especially in the way you treat your teammates, fellow players, staff, and others outside the game. Abuse, whether physical, psychological, or sexual, is strictly prohibited. The way you behave away from the court is equally important. Any action that risks damaging the reputation of the game can be sanctioned by FIBA 2. And if you witness an actual or even potential violation, you must report it to FIBA immediately or risk receiving a sanction yourself. You can carry out this duty anonymously using the reporting tool on the FIBA website. The integrity of our sport is at stake, so you have the obligation to cooperate fully with any investigation into a possible infringement. This includes handing over your phone, personal devices, and any financial records requested. Failure to cooperate will result in a suspension. Breaking any of these rules could get you a 100,000 Swiss franc fine and a lifetime ban from the sport. Even attempting to break a rule could land you in trouble. Above all, play with respect, reject corruption, gambling, and all other dangers to the sport, and use basketball to make a better world. This is our game. Play it straight.
And good afternoon, basketball fans. A clash of titans is upon us as one team is trying to prove that their championship goes beyond their mother league, while another team is trying to prove that they belong to the big boys. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the quarterfinals of the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. My name is Kiko Maligdem, along with Justin Alfonso, and later we'll be talking to Bianca Tagarda. And ladies and gentlemen, the match at hand that we have right now is between the NU Bulldogs and the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2. It's a systematic chess match. Bakit nga ba chess match ito, Justin?
We both know the systems of both of these coaches. They're really disciplined players when it comes to their system, so it's going to be a coaching battle. We both know both of these teams have some good talent, so it's going to end up with the coaching decisions, the coaching chess match that we're going to have between these two coaches.
And of course, puntahan natin ang first squad na pag-uusapan natin ang UP Fighting Maroons Team 2, kung saan ang last game nila sa elimination round, they defeated Mapua Cardinals 91-76. Ano ba ang nangyari or gist of that story?
For me, it's going to be in the assist category. You know, they had 5 more assists than Mapua, and knowing the system of UP, we saw the UP Team 1 play just before this, and we saw how good they shared the basketball. So we're going to expect the same thing here for this UP Team 2, that they're going to share the basketball, and let's see if NU can counter that.
And of course, punta naman natin yung kabilang squad naman, which is the NU Bulldogs. Yung last game nila, it was a group play-in against the St. Dominic Pikemen, wherein they demolished the Pikemen 93-62. From the score itself, we all know what happened. Pero what was the significant factor sa pagkapanalo ng NU in that game?
Yeah, same thing for me. It's going to be the assist category. They beat the St. Dominic by almost, 12 assists to be exact. And, we talked about UP Team 2, how they're going to move the ball well. Let's see if NU could do the same thing here. And another thing, too, is the three-point shooting. They shot almost 50% from the three-point line. To beat a team like UP Team 2, NU needs to shoot good, too, as well from the three-point line.
And now let's go to the elimination matchup. Nagharap na tong dalawang koponan back then in the eliminations. As we take a look at their previous matchup, nanalo ang UP Fighting Maroons by 15, 84-69, Justin.
And for me, it's going to be the rebounding category. They beat NU by 14 rebounds. So it's all about going to be who's going to control the boards. Is it going to be UP or is it going to be NU? And, some of these rebounds are second chance opportunities for UP. So if you're NU, you need to box out and you don't let the UP Team 2 to get any extra possessions.
And that leads us to the player matchup for today sa pagitan ng NU and UP, and that is Francis Noruca finishing with a double-double, 34 points, 17 rebounds, and take note, 6 blocks. Wow. While on the other hand, si Paul Francisco with 10 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Now, we talk about dun sa mga katulong naman ni Francis Noruca for UP as the other players to watch out for aside from Noruca para sa UP squad. And likewise, yung mga keys to winning ng UP for this game, kasi this is a chess match. Ito ang dapat gawin. Players to watch out, nandiyan si Jacob Baila, si Chico Briones, and of course, their new acquisition, DJ Pre.
Those 3 guys by themselves can be stars of other teams in the UAAP. So, for UP to get this dub, they need to trust their system, trust Coach Golden. We know how good of a coach he is, so we just have to keep trusting the execution, trusting the game plan. And another thing, too, is shoot the three-point line well. If you can shoot from the 3 really well here in this game, it should be a win for the Fighting Maroons.
If Francis Noruca, may mga supporting cast niya kasama, si Paul Francisco din for the NU side, meron din siyang mga dapat na ka-supporting cast. As we take a look at Mark Parks, Reynard Humamoy, and Tebol Garcia. Ano ba ang susi para sa NU to win this game?
I think one of the biggest ones is containing Francis Noruca.
Oh, yes.
Nakita natin 17 rebounds. You have to just keep that to at least 10 to 12. Don't let him get above 15 points. Those are the things that NU should focus on. And one thing, too, is slow the game down. If UP gets running early, it's tough to beat. We saw that in the first game. Benil tried their best to contain the speed, the pace of UP, but UP just kept going. So if NU can do that, if NU can dictate the pace of this game, they're in good hands. And one thing as well is take care of the basketball. If they turn the ball over, UP's going to have a field day with that, and they're just going to keep doing their thing.
And now let's go to our courtside reporter na si Bianca Tagarda for some updates regarding both squads.
Kiko and Justin, para nga tayong nasa BGC for this match dahil ang players for both sides of the court ay parang mga skyscrapers when it comes to their height and build. But for the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2, kahit Team 2 yan, wala naman daw pagkakaiba, sabi ni Coach Goldwyn Monteverde. And his motto or mindset for this match for his players ay wala daw yan sa makakalaban nila. But it's how they approach this game individually. While for the NU Bulldogs naman, it's the same approach as well by Coach Jeff Napa kahit na wala ang ilan sa mga veterans nila like Steve Nash Enriquez and Jolo Manansala due to academic responsibilities. Pero kamusta naman kayo this third game, Kiko and Justin?
Yes, Bianca, buhay na buhay pa rin.
Yes.
Pero bago ka namin pakawalan, manghuhula ang portion tayo. Ano ang prediction mo? Sino ang tingin mo mananalo for this game, UP and NU?
Well, Kiko and Justin, I'd go with the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 dahil for the first time ay maaabutan ko ng maglaro itong si James Payosing.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Bianca, for your prediction. Ikaw naman, partner. Sino sa tingin mo mananalo?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go with the underdogs,
Oh,
the Bulldogs.
oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this to another level, and I'm gonna go with NU to get this game.
So kung ikaw NU, I'll go for UP simply because I have seen how the system of Coach Goldwyn works. Kahit wala nang play na tinatawag, movement lang
Movement,
eh.
yes.
So of course, it goes beyond sa mga players, mga coaches din. We have Coach Goldwyn and his assistant sina Coach Christian. Sa kabila naman, may si Coach Jeff, kasama din niya, sina Coach Glenn Capasio, and of course, si Coach Shot Tanginsen. So ladies and gentlemen, it's NU versus UP Fighting Maroons. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn it over sa ating venue announcer for the introduction of the players.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The action continues here at ENDERUN Gymnasium, Taguig City. And it's our third game for this afternoon. And the quarterfinals match between UP Fighting Maroons going up against NU Bulldogs. Live on official Facebook and YouTube channel, Pinoyliga Cup. This Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 4. And now let's meet the starters, beginning with the UP Fighting Maroons. Starting at guard number 92, RB Poyos. The other guard number 8, Jacob Baila. Playing at center number 9, Francis Noruca. At forward number 30, Miguel Iniguez. And the other forward number 77, Lowell Briones Jr. The head coach of UP Fighting Maroons is Goodwin Monteverde. And now here are the starters for the NU Bulldogs. Starting at guard number 11, Terrell Garcia. The other guard number 16, Jello Santiago. Playing at center number 18, John Homar. At forward number 42, Cholo Navarro. And the other forward number 20, Jake Figueroa. The head coach of NU Bulldogs is Jeff Napa. Officials, crew chief, Dennis Escaros. Umpire 1, Raymond Lantada. Umpire 2, John Lusigues.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The 5 on the floor. Poyos, Baila, Noruca, Iniguez, Briones for the Fighting Maroons Team 2. While for the Bulldogs, we have Garcia, Santiago, Omar, Navarro, and Figueroa. And what can you say, partner, with regards to this starters for both squads?
I'm excited to see this first 5 of the UP Team 2 as they have a really, really long lineup. You know, you have Baila and Briones at the wing, and then you have Noruca at the center position. And para naman dito for NU, I'm excited to see Tibol Garcia. You know, he has,
yes.
I like the pace that he plays at. He's not the tallest point guard, pero ang galing niyang mag-set ng pace para dito sa NU Bulldogs. His game kind of reminds me of one of their assistant coaches, si Cedric Labing-Isa.
Oh, yeah.
They have like kind of the same speed and play style. So I'm really excited to see that. And ito namang si Omar, he's gonna have a test here against Francis Noruca. Ako, if I was the coach of NU, I would really try to limit itong si Francis Noruca. If I could limit him under 15 points, if I could limit him to 10 rebounds or less, I think that should be a win on the side of NU.
Definitely, I agree with that. And of course, Omar John will have his hands full kay Noruca this time. At makikita natin, it's very interesting to see na if one FSA battles another FSA, yung matetest talaga kung sino talaga yung matatag for that game.
Yes, exactly. So let's see here. You know, Francis Noruca has been a dominant force here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup for QP and as well in other leagues. So let's see if Omar John here can try and contain Francis Noruca.
And of course, bola ng UP. Oh, Iniguez hits the 3. Boom! Hindi pa tapos ang ulan ng tres.
Etong si Iniguez kind of reminds me, a bit of like Klay Thompson.
Yes.
He has a high release point. He's a taller wing. So, oh my goodness gracious, what a block!
Oh, harap-harapan!
Wow.
Napaano tayo, napashock tayo dun, and there's another 3. And this time, kay Briones naman yun, tumira ng 3. And those players, Iniguez and Briones, can hit those 3-point shots.
Yes, and Briones too is one of those players, quick release, he's a longer wing, and you also have Jacob Baila there as well. So the 2, 3, and 4 are pretty much exchangeable here for UP, and they can all hit that outside shot. So this lineup right here, man, I really... This UP squad, Team 1 and Team 2, could be their own teams, and they might even meet in the finals if they were in one league, right?
Oh, so yes.
That's the kind of talent UP has.
Simply because if those number ones won't face each other.
Right.
8:50 remaining as Debol Garcia scoring early on. 8:42 remaining. As we take a look at Moyos, binigay ngayon kay Baila. Baila, a former collegiate or former Gilas Youth standout. Pero ito si Jake Figueroa with an end. One opportunity.
I like the response of NU. UP started out firing three-pointers, 2 for 2 right away. Pero itong si NU, wala, hindi sila na-face dun. They're sticking to the game plan. They're staying aggressive. And as you can see here, down to a 2-point game.
And this is what I like though. See Coach Jeff Napa is on the bench, but also see Coach Shot Tangisen is lending a helping hand. Diba? Lending a hand kay Coach Jeff in terms of giving some strategies and tips to players.
Right. And, having an experienced coaching staff is always going to be crucial, especially when you're handling young players like college players, because at this time, they're still sponges. Kung ano yung natututunan nila sa ensayo, sa laro, it's gonna stick. This is a crucial part of development for basketball players. So to have that kind of experience on the bench and coaching your players, it's a good thing for these young men.
6-5 is the score as nasa free throw line ngayon si Miguel Iniguez. Iniguez missing the first one. 6-5 is the score. Second one. It's good. Split from the line for Miguel Iniguez. However, meron pa isa because he was fouled from the 3-point zone kanina. 2 out of 3 for Miguel. More importantly, it gives his team a 3-point lead with 8:08 remaining.
Oh, wow.
Noruca is on fire on defense. Meanwhile, Chico missing on that one. Tumatakbo ngayon si Tebol. Tebol, run. Ooh. Pero mukhang nasaktan si Tebol on that one.
I hope Tebol is okay as he's still on the ground right now.
Na mali yung bagsak as the rest of the bench quickly goes to Tebol Garcia. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Is one of the promising young players of NU. And after that layup by Tebol, he quickly went down. So let's see. Mukhang na-sprain, no, yung bagsak niya. I wasn't able to see that. Pero mukhang sprain nga, no? He's holding on that.
Yeah, I hope it's nothing serious. I hope it's something that he can just go back and play again and see what
Here's
he's
Tebol with a layup. Oh! Yung ano niya, bagsak niya. But I hope it's not anything mas mataas sa sprain, ha?
Yeah.
Because right now, di ba, may mga non-contact sport, non-contact moves.
Yeah, those are the scarier injuries, is the non-contact plays, and you see players hold on to whatever it is that affects them. But, you know, I hope it's nothing serious. You know, prayers up for Tebol Garcia, and I hope he can come back and play in this game.
Yes, definitely. 7-11 remaining, 8-7 is the score. As Dwayne Miranda checks in for NU, replacing Tebol Garcia. So let's see. Dwayne with a basketball. He gets it to Navarro. They're looking for Omar John, but he's defended well by Noruka. Here comes Figueroa. 6:57 remaining. Omar John.
Good pass. Oh.
Good pass, but bad ending.
Yeah.
They didn't have the ending that they wanted.
I like the patience from Figueroa. He knew that Omar John was going to roll, but the pass had too much sauce on it, and Omar John couldn't get the handle.
Here comes Baila. Baila trying to break the defense of Figueroa. Oh, Iniguez missing on that one, and look at Francis Noruka, but blocked by Omar John.
Great contest there by Omar John. And Francis Noruka, you know, he's looking aggressive early, but Omar John here causing some problems.
Meanwhile, a three-point shot, no good.
Omar John here is really doing his thing against Francis Noruka. You see the coaches applauding him. I'm sure this is something that they've talked about in pregame. So nice to see Omar John here challenging Francis Noruka.
So right now, let's listen to the update by our courtside reporter, Bianca Tagarda. So Bianca, what's up?
Kiko and Justin, hindi pa man siya napapasok on court, but it has almost been 2 weeks since VJ Pre arrived in UP, and so far, 1 week na raw siyang nakikipag-training with them. But with the new environment comes outside noises, pero for VJ, sarili mo lang naman daw ang kalaban mo if you continue to listen to people you don't know. But despite that, VJ shares that his transition to UP, starting from the technicalities such as adapting the system to getting close with his new teammates, became much easier as he already knew them way back when they were still his opponents on court. Medyo nasa starstruck pa nga raw siya as he shares the court with some of them now, pero with everything that's been happening, pressure remains privilege for this wonder boy. Kiko and Justin, do you agree that pressure is privilege?
Yes, definitely, because if wala kang pressure, walang pressure, it means you're not doing well.
Right. If there's no pressure, there's no expectations.
Yes.
So, you know, a lot of people expect a lot from VJ Pre, so that is a very much a privilege to perform under pressure.
Here comes Omar. Oh, hook shot, no good. Grabs his own miss. You know, the advantage of Omar inside is that ang haba ng galamay niya.
Yes, yes.
When you take a look at that replay, tingnan mo, hook shot niya. Haba eh, kuha niya talaga agad eh. And then syempre mafa-foul ka na. You know. And that is the advantage of Omar.
Plus the reaction time. As soon as he knew the ball was not going to go in, it's like went straight back up to it to get the basketball.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, you like the intensity coming out of UP right now. They're up one, you know, halfway through the first quarter. The intensity is there. Now they just need to keep it up, you know, get some more stops. They're starting to adjust to UP's system. They know that they like the outside shot. So like we said in the previous game with UP Team 1, force UP to drive, force UP to make decisions when your defense is clamping onto that drive.
So let's see. So ladies and gentlemen, Kiko Malikdem along with Justin Alfonso and Bianca Tagarda. And look at Omar John scoring once again. It's 11-8 as NU takes a 3-point lead. Here comes Baila. Baila trying to make his move. Elbow jumper, no good. Ooh. And there is a foul called. Most likely that would be on Santiago.
And you know, what I like what UP's doing right now with Jacob Baila, when he gets the basketball on top, a screen will be set by Seven Gagate. And what I like about Jacob Baila's game, he stays low to the ground even though he's a bigger wing. And then when he's staying low to the ground and he pops up quick, it's hard to defend that because you're going low to high really fast within a split second. So that's what I like about Jacob Baila's game. He knows how he stays low to the ground, he stays intent, and let's see if he can get some stuff going here in the first quarter.
11-8 is the score. Still possession of the NU Bulldogs. Figueroa binigay kay Omar. Omar John testing the defense of Gagate. Miss on that one. And here comes Payos. Now Briones with the leather. Oh, look at that move by Briones. However, there was a foul.
I like NU's transition defense. Naririnig mo yung mga coaches pag tumatakbo na yung UP. Stop ball, stop ball, stop ball. And what you'd like to see is nandun talaga yung NU. Because, you know, we saw in the first game, si Benil, medyo nawawala sila sa transition defense. Kaya sila nakakakuha ng open 3 itong UP. Ito ngayon with NU stopping the ball. Right when some of the UP players pass half court, chine-check na nila agad eh. So that's good transition defense from NU.
And of course, makikita natin, for NU right now, they have a lot of players in their arsenal. So pwede talaga nilang palitan just to give them some rest. As Palacielo scoring on that one. 13-8, 3:53 remaining. Here comes VJ. Oh, step back three. VJ Pre!
Wow. I like that move from VJ Pre. You know, he got it, he faced up, he stayed composed. That's a big time move.
Oh, what a pass there. Palacielo's pass. Wow.
This is some good basketball once again. Wow. Grabe.
Was it a nutmeg?
Yeah, it looked like it.
I'm not sure with that. But definitely, what a great pass from Palacielo. Ngayon talaga yung mga big man, mala Nikola Jokic.
Yes.
Na parang talagang passing big man. Hindi na yung dating low post lang.
Right. You know, a lot of the modern offenses that these colleges are running requires positionless basketball. You know, your big man needs to know how to make decisions off a high post catch. You face up. Is there somebody cutting? You need to be able to hit a jumper, a three-pointer. You know, this game has evolved so much already. But if you have a big man like, you know, pretend in the first game we had Manzano of NU. He has both. He has a low post game, plus he has a face-up game. And, you know, if you can have that, you know, UP has that. You know, VJ Pre can be a 4 if you really think about it. Seven Gagate has that kind of game. So, you know, basketball has really evolved where the offense requires your 4 and 5s to really play positionless basketball.
And earlier, the three-point shot became a two-pointer as the officials clarified that one. Yeah. Ganda pa naman yung step back.
Sure, yeah. Ganda.
It's 14-10, 3:30 remaining. And now Payos, may tanga ng bola. Naghahanap ng papasahan. He's being guarded by Dwayne. Payos. Oh, his pass. No one received that ball. Walang nag-cut eh.
Yes. Payos, I feel like, might have dribbled the ball a little bit too much, pero na-blitz siya, na-double na siya. So he had to keep his dribble alive, which I like. But that pass right there, I don't think Seven Gagate was expecting that from Payos.
Here comes Francisco. Gets it to Palacielo. Palacielo. Oh,
Nice
look at
cut.
those cuts. Oh, Francisco, what a great play there by the NU Bulldogs.
I like that play. Francisco passed it to the corner. He sets a screen, then cuts middle, and he was wide open.
Meanwhile, on the other end, 7, Kagate missing that badly. Here comes Dwayne. Jumper. No good. He rebounds his own miss. Gets it to Francisco. No good. Sky high for the board is 7. Here comes Pre. DJ. Double team. And now the ball is with Payosing. Payosing. This is Payos. 8 seconds. Payos, fade away, no good. Rebound ni Jake Figueroa.
Wow. UP here not really resorting to any play. It's been broken plays last few possessions, so let's see if they can get a stop.
And there's a foul as Payos fouled the driving Dwayne Miranda.
You know, NU right now, they're looking good. They're trusting their system. They're running their plays through, and they've been getting some good looks. So let's see here if UP can respond down 6 with 2 minutes left to go.
And of course, inside the playing court right now, si Parks din pala, no, na dito na, no?
Yes.
So some of the new faces. Ito advantage ng NU. They have a lot of new players or fresh faces.
Yes.
Including the one na nasa ready to check in, si Jid Locsin.
I like Jid Luxin's game. He reminds me of a young Jason Castro. He's
Oh,
fast.
yes.
He could penetrate, you know, whenever he'd like, and he has that nice float game. And let's see if he could impact the game here as he comes in here in the first quarter.
Payos, less than 2 minutes remaining. He will dribble the ball. He's being guarded by Parks. And now the ball is with Ogana. Oh, Russell Ogana. Man, I've seen this guy play in the youth leagues. He's a dead shot within the 15-foot line. And right now, he is at Arsenal with the 3 points. Makes him more dangerous right now. And now Dwayne drives, layup, no good. Rebound by Payosing. And look at Dwayne.
Ooh.
Hustle for that one. And there was an offensive foul, ladies and gentlemen. After Miranda got tangled with Payosing. 17-12, 1:20 remaining.
You know, if you're NU, you like the position you're in right now. You're up 5 with 1:20 left, and you know you're showing UP that you're here to win, and that's gonna do a lot with the continued play style here of NU. And you can see their guards, NU's guards are fast. You know,
Yes.
Luxin now in the game, he could push the pace. So also Mark Parks. I like Mark Parks because he's more of a 3-and-D guy. He could defend any position, plus he could shoot, plus he could create on offense. So let's see what he will do here as Paul Francisco will inbound the ball.
I agree with your observation, especially with the guards. They're loaded with lots of guards who can really dictate the tempo through their speed.
Yes.
And now inside Palacielo. Oh, what a move there for the big man. 19-12, 1:07 remaining as Russell. He has the basketball. Ogana serving his residency right now. Loses that one. And of course, I was talking to Russell, talking about Russell. He's serving a residency after, playing for LaSalle. So Russell will be an additional firepower for Coach Goldman's squad because, he's a dead shot from the perimeter. Now Payos gets it to BJ. Pre with a move. Ano ba Pre with that shot?
VJ Pre has the composure of a veteran player. He never gets rattled. He always stays composed, and he makes really great decisions.
Palacielo has it. 11 seconds to shoot. Oh, what a smooth move there. Everything by the basket. Padrones gets it to Parks. Back to Padrones, and now Palacielo. Francisco has it. 8 seconds. Francisco, jumper. Oh! You saw that one.
Wow.
My goodness.
Paul Francisco with a beautiful move. He goes behind the back, then step back. Oh my goodness.
And he's one of the players to watch out for.
Yes.
For this game in a player head-to-head matchup earlier, Paul Francisco.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's from the U.S. And, you know, that skill set, you know, the way he plays, you could kind of tell he got some skills from, you know, playing either collegiate or high school basketball in the States.
Oh, 7, Cangate. UP answers back just in the nick of time. And after 10 minutes of basketball action, the NU Bulldogs is leading 22-16. 6-point lead for the Bulldogs as we take a look at the Pinoyliga first quarter highlights. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 22-16. That is the end of the first quarter. A 6-point lead for the NU Bulldogs over the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2. As, of course, NU led by Palacielo and also Paul Francisco. They were on the forefront of that uprising by the Bulldogs in that quarter.
And, you know, that last shot by Paul Francisco, that was a really, really tough shot. So let's see here if they can continue this same offensive execution that they've been showing from the first quarter.
Here comes Paul. Paul gets it to Parks. Parks, he drives. Parks, ooh! But guess who got that board? It's Jit.
Wow.
And Patrones with the basket.
Wow.
Like, you gotta love the hassle of that boy.
Yeah, you know, you're the smallest guy on the court. And you were able to get a rebound against the likes of Seven Gagate, VJ Pre. That's just all heart.
Yes, and meanwhile on the other side, Russell Ogana forcing the issue and gets fouled.
You know, UP right now, they're down 8 points. But you can see the composure on their faces.
Yes.
Relax lang. It's still a long game. You know, all they need to do is execute. I feel like if they execute on their plays, they start hitting shots, I think they should be in a good possession.
16 for UP, and Russell Ogana would love to add on that. Let's see. First one, it's good. 24-17 with 9:16 remaining. Let's see, second free throw.
You know, the last few minutes, both teams have not played with their FSAs. And on cue, you see Francis Laruca about to check into the ball game. So let's see if NU will make that same adjustment as Francis Laruca enters the game.
I feel that they will do that substitution in a matter of 1 to 2 minutes. Depends on the performance of Noruca. Here comes Palacielo, 9:06 remaining. Oh, what a pass to Francisco!
Wow.
Man, those cuts are killing UP right now.
Yes, that is the 4th point of Francisco off that same cut. So I'm liking his defensive intensity as well. You see him, he's hyped up, he's ready to go, he's picking up full court. And that's the kind of, you know, energy you want from your lead guards.
26-18 as Padrones goes back to the bench, and he was replaced by number 14. That is Jedrick Solomon. Oh, Pre gets it to Noruka. Noruka. Oh, what a move by Francis Noruka. 8:38 remaining, 26-20. Jid gets it to Parks. Palacielo has it. It's being guarded by Baila. Oh.
Nice pass.
Oh! Inabot pa ni Noruka. And look at that. Baila has it back to Noruka. Oh, what a pass by Jacob Baila.
That's what you'd like to see from UP. They're starting to push the pace. They're only down 4 now. MU needs to like control the rhythm here and slow it down.
Meanwhile, Jid has it. Looks in. Trying to avoid that defense of Noruka and finds Palacielo with that basket.
And that's what you don't want if you're NU. You got to know where the guys are at. If you're the top safety, you got to check whoever's running down the court from UP.
28-24, 7:42 remaining. Palacielo. Oh, Palacielo missing that one. Meanwhile, on the other end, Jacob Baila. His pass to Payosing. Payosing have the height advantage here.
Wow, Payosing had Luxin on skates with that crossover.
Oh, yes. Look at that assist of the game brought to you by pusop.com. Lumusot na lang. Ganda ng pasa there. And ladies and gentlemen, timeout is called here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. We'll be back.
No worries dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 7:18 remaining. Just a 4-point lead for the NU Bulldogs over the NU Fighting Maroons Team 2. And we'll go to our courtside reporter, si Bianca Tagarda, who has some news from the sidelines. Bianca?
Kiko and Justin, I had a small talk with Coach Jeff Napa on Mark Parks, and he told me that people sometimes think that they recruited him dahil nga younger brother siya ni Ray Parks, who is one of the notable alumni of the NU Bulldogs. But the truth is, he was added into the team for his potential, considering that he had experience playing in the States. Pero iba pa rin daw ang Pinoy basketball, says Coach Jeff. But since it has been a year now since Mark's transfer, ay mas nag-a-adapt na raw ito to the Pinoy basketball style, and Coach Jeff likes what he sees in him now. Kiko and Justin, how big of a difference it is when you know that your coach likes you for your potential?
Ayun. Ikaw, Justin. Ako, definitely, when I was playing back in LaSalle during the grade school, yung unang session sa varsity, parang I felt that the coach didn't like me. So nag-absent ako. But yung next coach ko, si Coach Baina, he talked to me. Yun, bumalik ulit ako sa varsity back then. Ikaw ba?
Right. You know, it's hard to say because my first coach here in the Philippines is my dad. So parang, medyo, mahirap sabihin yun. Baka sabihin ng mga tao, biased tatay.
Hindi ka ba pinapagalitan?
Grabe magalit sa akin yun.
Intense yun.
Yeah, intense yun. Grabe magalit sa akin yun. So, but now that I'm not playing for him and I'm playing for a new coach, which is one of the assistant coaches of one of the teams here, Coach Juben Ledesma of UST.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of our coaches for Val City Magic right now. He didn't know who I was coming into the season. And then now that I'm, playing for him, I'm just trying to gain his trust. And I think that's what Ray Parks has here with his coach at NU is like he has the trust of his coaches, and all he needs to do now is perform and continue to live up to the potential that they think he has.
And of course, for Parks, parang na doon yung pressure sa kanya simply because, di ba, of course, yung dad niya was the great Bobby Parks, then yung brother niya, di ba, was also the great Ray Parks. So parang ikaw, parang may pressure din yun no? For you ba, may pressure pa sa'yo?
If I was in Mark Parks' shoes, I would just try to become my own person, become Mark Parks, and he's already doing that here with NU. So that's all he needs to think about, just become his own person, and I'm sure everything is just going to be fine for that young man.
So right now, UP takes the lead after that turnover and basket by the Fighting Maroons. Ito na, nagpaplano na ang NU for their attack. Let's see, Figueroa's jumper, no good. Pero guess who got the ball? NU will have one more possession. Figueroa, he drives. Oh, he eludes he eluded his opponent and then went straight to the basket.
Wow. And an offensive foul here called on UP.
Oh, that was on Russell Ogana.
And here comes Omar John, NU's FSA. We have a tie ball game here. I think both teams execute well on offense and nagkakatalo dun sa defense Dun talaga nagkakatalo tong dalawang koponan na to. So they need to get stops. If UP can get a stop here, that would be good for them. But if NU can score here, that would be good for them as well. They just need to keep trusting their system.
And right now, Miranda, binigay kay Figueroa. Solomon gets that pick. And now Omar John has it back to Figueroa. Figueroa launches a three-point shot. Oh! Yes, sir, for Jake Figueroa.
Wow, as you can see there, Jake Figueroa with great recognition. The defender went under the screen, and he knew it. So as soon as he got some daylight, he took the shot.
Meanwhile, here comes UP. Oh, Payosing. My goodness.
Wow.
All full confidence.
Yes.
33-31, just a 1-point lead for the NU Bulldogs. Miranda binalik kay Figueroa. Figueroa, 15-footer. No good. Pero rebound, pinag-agawan ni Payosing at ni Omar John.
And you can see there the positive effect already of Omar John being in the game. He tipped the ball and it was tipped off of UP and they get the basketball. So he just bought his team another possession. And extra possessions in this game will matter as it's a close game so far. Another foul is called here on UP.
33-32. Tingnan natin as Palacielo enters the fray.
I like the face-up game of Palacielo. When he gets it down low or even in the high post, he knows how to face up and he has that mid-range game.
Meanwhile, Miranda's jumper no good. Rebound ni Omar John. Omar John! Mama pa, oh my, John ka talaga.
Yes.
For Omar John. And now it's a 5 or a 3-point lead for the NU Bulldogs as we take a look at that last play featuring Omar John with that basket, and timeout is called. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Hindi aabot
worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's a plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3-point lead for the UP or for the NU Bulldogs as UP Fighting Maroons will try to come back here. But of course, they have taken the lead. However, bumalik naman ang NU Bulldogs. There's a fight back on NU side.
And, for UP, I think, they run their plays. They're staying disciplined on defense. It's more of just making shots. You can see Jacob Byler, they're trying to push the pace. I think they have enough weapons, to stay in the game and maybe late in the game, that's when they will separate. Pero itong NU, parang plano talaga nilang manalo ngayon.
Yes. And in case the lower seed, so sino-sino ba yung lower seed? So earlier, Adamson defeated Mapua. So earlier, however, the UP team won over Binil, and now the one who has a twice to beat advantage is UP Team 2 here. So if manalo ang NU, there will be an extra game tomorrow. So for sure, ang Mapua Adamson will have an extra match dahil nanalo ang Adamson kanina. So let's see as Palacielo missing on that one. Rebound ngayon ng UP. 3-point shot, no good. As NU is on the run, Figueroa drives, takes a shot. Oh! Fearless drive.
Figueroa has a really good penetration game. The way he stayed under control after he ran full speed down the court, he was able to slow down, get a bump, and finish strong.
Here comes Figueroa. Oh! Omar John with that recovery.
Wow, and that's what you like about your bigs. When you see someone running down the court with an advantage, you want to trail just in case it misses. And Omar John did a good job there, trailing and cleaning up the miss of Figueroa.
And there's a foul on Jacob Baila. 5-point lead for NU. Medyo kakaiba talaga yung laro ng NU ngayon. Inspired basketball. As we take a look at the substitution, as Mac Alfanta enters the game. And there is a timeout called, ladies and gentlemen. NU Bulldogs sues for time as we take a look at a rebound of the game brought to you by LGR. Omar John with that hook. A timeout is called. We'll be back.
My future.
Right? What's a plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, would like to say thank you to our official venue partner, ENDERUN College's official ticketing partner, Ticket to Me, official outfitter, LGR, and also to our sponsors, Pinoyliga.com, Serious Players Only, Buffalo Wings and Things, Smart Communications. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we can be seen live at www.pusup.com. The Smart Sports Facebook page, and the Pinoy Liga Facebook and YouTube channel, as Pinoy Liga Cup is a proud member of SBP. 39-34. The NU Bulldogs really showing some fight.
Yes. Parang ganda ng gising ng NU Bulldogs.
Oo.
Eh, no?
Parang hindi siya woke up like this eh.
Ready to win yung wake up ng NU Bulldogs this game.
So take a look at Dwayne Miranda. Right now, may quality minutes siyang pinapakita as Tulabot. Pumasok na rin. Palacielo. Back to Tulabot for the 3. Oh, he grabs his own miss.
A great job there by Tulabot following his own miss. Parang alam na, as a player, sometimes you know where the ball's gonna go pag tinira mo. Parang, off to the left, off to the right. And Tulabot there knew it was gonna be short, hitting the front rim, and he went after it right away. So good recognition there by Tulabot.
At pumasok na rin para sa UP si Poyos. Gets it to, and now NU has a possession. Omar looking for a teammate, gets it to Miranda. Swing it to Palacielo. Palacielo, oh, no good. Rebound ni Iniguez. Tumatakbo siya ngayon. Iniguez, he gets it to Payosing. Payosing, back to Iniguez for the 3. No good. Grabe yung galamay ni Omar talaga, no? Parang ang hirap makaligtas pag pumasok ka sa loob.
And you could see, when he has his arms outstretched by his knees, his fingertips can probably reach his knees. You know what I'm saying? Kasi ang haba ng ng galamay niya. So
haba pa ng daliri.
Yes. And there's this thing in basketball, I'm sure you know, is the eye test. He passes that eye test. If there's scouts in this gym right now, I'm like, okay, he passes the eye test.
Oh, what a pass there, and Payosing was fouled.
One thing I like UP's doing right now is, one thing that I've observed actually about UP, they're in shape. They don't seem like they get tired. They play so fast, and they play very intense on the defensive end. And for you to be able to do that every possession, grabe ang condition mo, diba?
And goes to show na talagang itong team ng team nila is full of young players. Yeah. Kasi talagang fresh legs. Ngayon nga nararamdaman ko pag nakaupo ko na matagal pag aakit ako. Ari. parang gusto mong bumalik ng bata ka no?
Right.
Masigla ka.
Right. It goes to show too sa NU kasi they're keeping up and they're the ones up with 4 points on the board. So, both these teams are in really, really great shape.
Oh, Omar inside. Ang haba ng hook shot nyo na.
Wow.
Ang layo ng narating ng hook shot na yun.
Is Omar John a lefty or a righty?
That, I'm not sure with that. We could ask Bianca for that later mapansin niya. As we take a look at Noruka.
Because it definitely seems like Omar John's most of his points right now in the paint are off left-hand hooks.
As we take a look at that. Oh.
Tough play there, but Francis Noruka, the way he's active on the paint, it's something that you like to see. With Omar and John being in the game, I think that's been the biggest key here so far for NU. Omar John's having a fantastic game, defensively and offensively.
And that was, compared to the Omar John's last game, he was very silent, but then ito ngayon, ang ganda ng nilalaro niya.
Yes. So, if I'm the coaching staff of NU, it's something that, you would want to commend Omar John for doing is, sometimes it's tough to have a really bad game then bounce back with a really good game. Kasi minsan when you have bad games, it sticks in your head, especially for our FSAs. They're here in a foreign country with their families most likely away from them most of the time. So, when you have a bad game, that's really going to affect you. So for him to bounce back, it's a good sign.
Palacielo double team. Ganda ng depensa ng UP. Locks in, gets past Poyos. Oh, look at Omar John.
He's having one of those games, Omar John.
Ito yung mga nakikita natin from the off-season games ng NU. Omar John dominating. Iniguez, he drives.
Ooh.
And there is a foul called on Palacielo.
I mean, that's a great drive there by Inigas there. You know, it goes to show, you know, I think we all know him as a lights-out shooter. And the way that NU closed out right there was to force Inigas to drive. And that's what we were talking about almost both of the games of UP Team 1 and UP Team 2 is you need to force UP to drive and make a tougher decision or a tougher shot. So right there was a prime example. Inigas there, if they didn't cause that foul, he was already out of control. So that would have been a turnover. So I think that's what NU can do here moving forward is force the drive, force them to make tough decisions, or force them at the line.
As we take a look at Inigas' free throw shooting, first one is good. Less than 50 seconds remaining here as UP Team 2 looking forward to join their other team, the UP Team 1, in the semifinals. Tingnan natin, 43-39. Locsin. Pop out si Alfanta. Binitin sa ere, pero na dun si Omar John. Alfanta grabs it. 11 seconds to shoot. Inside. No good. Rebound. Si Payosing. Payosing being guarded there by number 16. That's Jello Santiago. What a pass. Inside. And Francis Noruga just showed this resiliency there. Never giving up on that one.
Wow.
My goodness.
Wow.
That was a tough shot at the buzzer.
Wow. Is that Jason Castro?
Yeah, Jason Castro. Look at that second quarter highlights. Of course, featuring James Payosing, and then, of course, those great pass to Francisco. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the second quarter highlights, Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.
Do you love the game? To preserve it, you must follow the FIBA Code of Conduct at all times, which means betting on basketball is strictly forbidden. Asking family or friends to bet for you is not allowed either. You must never improperly influence results or incidents within a game, no matter how small, or engage in corrupt conduct by either giving or receiving a bribe. Never share inside information with anyone who could use it for betting. FIBA closely monitors betting markets. It has eyes on any suspicious activity, sending investigators to interview players and gather evidence every time there is a suspicion of match fixing. Remember, as a professional, your behavior matters, especially in the way you treat your teammates, fellow players, staff, and others outside the game. Abuse, whether physical, psychological, or sexual, is strictly prohibited. The way you behave away from the court is equally important. Any action that risks damaging the reputation of the game can be sanctioned by FIBA too. And if you witness an actual or even potential violation, you must report it to FIBA immediately or risk receiving a sanction yourself. You can carry out this duty anonymously using the reporting tool on the FIBA website. The integrity of our sport is at stake, so you have the obligation to cooperate fully with any investigation into a possible infringement. This includes handing over your phone, personal devices, and any financial records requested. Failure to cooperate will result in a suspension. Breaking any of these rules could get you a 100,000 Swiss franc fine and a lifetime ban from the sport. Even attempting to break a rule could land you in trouble. Above all, play with respect reject corruption, gambling, and all other dangers to the sport, and use basketball to make a better world. This is our game. Play it straight.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
No worries, dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
worry. Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
No worries, dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Mga kaliga, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. And for our halftime interview, I'm here with the mother of DJ Pre, that is Mrs. Elaine Pre. Now, good afternoon po sa inyo, Mrs. Elaine. Thank you so much po for joining me in this halftime interview. At balita ko nga po ay galing pa po kayo ng Pampanga and 3 hours po yung biyahe ninyo. Now, ano po bang pakiramdam now that you're here in ENDERUN Gym in Taguig City at nakikita niyo po si VJ playing with the Fighting Maroons?
First of all, we are happy to hear to the ENDERUN College. Happy po yung family namin as we see BJ playing with his team. And thank you po sa pagsuporta ng UP Fighting Maroons community. And that's all.
And as a parent po, ano po ba yung lagi niyong ibinibilin kay BJ every time he goes on court to play?
Lagi ko lang sinasabi kay BJ, every time na nasa court siya, just do his best, play hard, and don't forget to pray to God always.
At lastly po, may gusto po ba kayong batiin or pasalamatan sa ating live stream?
Binabati ko po yung family ko sa Pampanga. Nandito rin po yung mama at papa ko, yung husband ko and my daughter, Cassandra Eunice Pre, and to Hana Kim Pre. Hello. Thank you.
Thank you so much po, Mrs. Elaine Pre, for this halftime interview. Now, that would be all for now, mga kaliga. Let's go back to the panel.
Right, maraming salamat, Bianca, for that interview, and also to Miss Elaine Pre. I've seen him play si VJ back then as part of the NBL youth team for the Pampanga Delta, and ang laki talaga ng potential ni VJ when he was back then in youth. I feel so old tuloy. So anyway, for the field goals, as you can see, you'll be fighting Maroons 2-point field goals, 12 out of 21, while ang Ang NU has 19 out of 41. Sa 3 points, wala masyadong pumupukol ng tres. Only 2 out of 4 for the UP Fighting Maroons. While for NU, they are 1 out of 4 sa free throws. Dito naka-advantage ang UP, 11 out of 13. 50% lang naman for the NU, 4 out of 8. For the rebound department, because of Omar John, rebound department, the rebounds is in favor of NU, 20 to 15. But the assist department, 7-6 para sa UP. Dito nagkaroon ng difference. The turnovers, only 3 registered turnover for NU, while the UP Team 2 has already 7 TOs. Now let's go to the leading scorers of both squads. Noruka with 10, Iniguez with 7, and Baila with 4 for the UP Fighting Maroons. Sa kabila naman, Figueroa has 12, Omar John with 10, and then Francisco with 7. Justin, what is yung magandang ginagawa ng NU during the first half na dapat nilang ipagpatuloy?
I think the activity of Omar John has to do a lot with it. He's been getting a lot of extra possessions for the Bulldogs. And one thing that I like about NU as well is the player movement. Ang ganda nila ang ganda ng timing ng cut nila. And kung sino man yung may hawak ng bola, ang ganda rin ng recognition nila kung sino yung nagka-cut at yung mga pasa nila, they get it inside. So, you like this kind of play from NU, and to just keep this up, they need to stick to the system. And on the defensive end, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. They're disciplined, they're contesting, and they're making UP drive and stay away from the three-point game that we know UP has.
And of course, we have seen, first time ko nakita, if we are comparing sa UP Team 1 earlier, itong UP Team 2, during halftime, bumaba talaga sila.
Yes.
Hindi sila nagpaiwan. They really discussed what happened because, of course, si Coach Goldwyn probably noticed something is wrong. So let's see if it will turn right now in favor of UP. And here comes first possession. Muntik na matravel doon. Dwayne missing.
And, that looked like a slow step.
Yes,
those new slow
exactly.
steps na ginagawa ng mga player.
Mala SGA.
Oh.
Inside. Basket is scored by Alfanta.
Ganda talaga ng nilalaro ng NU ngayon. I think, credit to them. They're playing well. They're not backing down to the challenge of UP. So let's see if they can keep it up.
Meanwhile, Payosing has it. May hawak ng bola si Payosing. He drives. Inside. Chico. Oh! There is a foul called. I told you, we were talking about this, that Francis Noruka really hates the rim.
Oh my goodness.
But then, Omar John was there to stop that one.
Oh my goodness, that was wild to see. I thought he was going to dunk on Omar John, but Omar John's contest. Wow.
Makikita mo pa lang dun sa sa mata ni Francis Noruka.
Oh yeah.
Parang gusto niyang lamunin yung ring.
He had bad intentions.
Yes, definitely. 47-42. But of course, if you were NU, you would rather have Noruka take those free throws instead of that confidence-boosting dunk.
Right. That's a good playoff out there too by Omar John.
Meanwhile, here comes Alfanta, binigay kay Figueroa. Figueroa thinking 3. He decides to drive hard. Mintis na masyado malakas yung pektos sa bola. And now, here comes UP. Baila recovers that one. Baila drives! Oh, yes, sir!
I like the game of Jacob Baila. He can penetrate, he can shoot, and he has a physicality. And, right there, you saw the composure in this game.
47-44. Dwayne Miranda scoring on that one.
I like NU's aggressiveness. Anytime they have an opportunity to drive the lane, talagang they're going in there and they're doing it with no fear.
Yes.
They see Francis Noruka down there, pero wala silang pakialam. Talagang atakihin nila yung lane.
So let's see as Dwayne Miranda, one of the new recruits of NU, makes that free throw.
You know, I like NU's chances here in this game. Anytime UP scores or gets any momentum, yung reaction nila towards that, wala. They're just gonna keep going and they're gonna try and score so that they can keep the lead that they have. So now it's all about stops. If NU can get some stops and convert on the offensive end, they're gonna be in a good spot.
Meanwhile, on the other end, here comes UP missing the three, but Baila grabs the board. And Jacob Baila really producing well in this game. Omar Jan has it. Binigay ngayon kay Figueroa now with Miranda. Miranda has it. Being given a pick. Miranda for the three, no good. Rebound. Here comes Baila. Binigay kay Chico Briones but no good. And now, Navarro with the leather. The Rockets now with Figueroa. Stop, pops, three, no good. Sky high for the board is Baila. Nagmamadali si Baila. They're down by three. Tumira na three, no good. And the rebound is won by Omar John. NU trying to play the pace that they want and control the tempo right now. 7:18 remaining. Miranda gives it to Alfanta. Now, here comes NU. 5 seconds. Figueroa. He drives. Bumitin sa ere. He grabs his own miss. Makes that shot.
You like Figueroa's game. The way he penetrates, when he gets inside, hindi siya natatarante. Kahit alanganin na yung position niya, he still gets it done. And as you can see there, he missed the shot, but he stayed with it and got 2 points.
And now, VJ Pre. Harap-harapang binastos with a 3-point shot. Si Omar John. 51-49, 6:35 remaining. Here comes Alfanta. Binigay kay Omar John ngayon. Omar John. And there's a foul.
I like the horn set that the NU Bulldogs is going to. They give it to Omar John, then a DHO can happen.
As we take a look at the Smart Sports 3-point shot play of the game. Kitang-kita, harap-harapan na pinakitaan ng tres ni VJ Pre. Si Omar John.
That's a big shot there by VJ Pre. Nakakakuha na ng momentum itong NU tas hindi rin makashoot ang UP. Pero yung tira na yun, grabe.
And now, Jid Luxin is in the game. Luxin. Mismatch there. Pero ngayon, ito, low post. So, Patrones inside. Patrones loses that one. They lost that possession after they were assessed off a shot clock violation. And now let's turn it over to Bianca Tagarda with some news. Bianca?
After quite a struggle in the first half, the UP Fighting Maroons team 2 went straight to the dugout, putting on their serious mode as they received a lesson from Coach Baldwin Monteverde. The silence was too loud in the huddle for the Fighting Maroons as they listened to their coaches attentively. There may be no Ray Remogat and Rainer Maga for this match as they are resting, but that shouldn't be an excuse for them to be behind, which is why let us expect a double effort by the Fighting Maroons this match. Kiko and Justin, may napansin ba kayong pagbabago with how the Fighting Maroons approach this second half?
And of course, thank you Bianca. Mapapansin natin na talagang full of energy ang ngayon no? Ang UP as Luxin gets it to Patrones. Oh my, that's good.
Grabe yung Jid Luxin, ang bilis niya.
Ang hirap abulin. Parang siguro pag nakalaban mo ngayon, parang matetes yung bilis mo.
Coach, stop muna, Coach. Zone na lang tayo. Ayoko ng tao-tao, zone na lang.
Siguro yung bata-bata ako, parang sabi ko, takbo na takbo. Pero when I played with a corporate basketball league, kasi may rule doon na 5 minutes sub every 5 minutes.
Okay.
Naglaro ako, tapos sabi ko, pagod na ako. So I was huffing and puffing.
Right.
Tapos sabi ko, tagal ng 5 minutes, sub na nga ako. Pag-check ko ng time, parang 2 minutes pa lang. Sabi, man, time to retire.
Ito mga bata to, 5 minutes, parang bitin pa sa kanila yun.
bitin pa. Oh my God. Ikaw ba, do you have this aches already sa katawan or parang wala pa?
I mean, you know, right now, there's some stuff that hurts after the games.
Oh, sure.
Pero hindi pa naman yung malala na parang
wag naman, wala naman.
ayaw ko pa. 37 pa lang ako eh. So,
Bata pa.
I hope it doesn't come too early.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, here comes VJ Pre. May hawak ng bola. He has scored 5 points already here in this quarter. Oh, look at Figueroa.
Wow.
Oh, bumitin sa ere si Jake Figueroa. My goodness.
That slow step again of Figueroa, di ba? Parang slow, then he jumps up. Wow. NU is in the face of UP, and that's why they're up by 5. You see, they're intensive. You know, they're intense.
Yes,
they're low. They're there. They're all over their face.
Their stance.
Yes.
Grabe. Let's see. Oh, was steal there. Palacielo. Oh, my goodness. Palacielo against Cagate. No good. Look at Jake Figueroa.
What a move. Grabe yun, ah.
Oh, si Jid Locsin, Figueroa, Palacielo. Oh, my goodness. Parang nakainom ng ilang kape, ilang cups ng kape. Sobrang hyper. My goodness, it's 56-51, 5-point lead for the NU Bulldogs. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 56-51, 4:38 remaining in this matchup between NU Bulldogs and UP Fighting Maroons. You have to give credit also to UP Fighting Maroons because despite the energies shown by NU Bulldogs, nandiyan pa rin sila, hindi sila bumibigay.
Yes, yes. Etong NU, you know those flying gnats na parang,
oh,
yes.
yes.
Nakakainis na to. Ganun yung
pesky
defense
ones.
nila. Oh, pesky defense tong NU eh. And that's what's giving them this lead so far. And let's see if they can keep it up.
Look at that, oh, yung peskiness. Lalo na Jid Locsin. Those hands.
You know, Jid Locsin is the player that you would want as your teammate, but you would hate as an opponent.
Oh, definitely. Right on the money there. Ngayon, Locsin, binabantayan ni Poyos. Poyos, a hard task here to shadow Locsin. Oh, look at Figueroa. And Figueroa, uy! And one opportunity.
Wow.
Parang may spring yung paa ni Figueroa na after, look at that, oh. He was the one who grabbed that miss. Ang pangit ng landing niya sa unang shot niya. Yet, yung spring niya,
wow. And,
grabe si Figueroa.
Figueroa, the whole game has shown his power driving into the lane. Lahat meron siya yung mga finishes niya. He could do that slow step to deceive the UP defenders. And then he also has that jump where he jumps like if he has springs on his feet, like you said. So he has both. He could go explosively or he could slow it down. And that's really, really hard to defend and to anticipate.
Here comes Ogana. Oh, he misses that one. Ito na si Jake. Figueroa with the leather. He gets it inside to Padrones. Oh, great defense there by VJ Pre.
Great hands there by VJ Pre, standing his ground and swiping at the ball at the right time.
Meanwhile, naagawan si Ogana. Tumatakbo ngayon si Jid. Jid inside. Basket is scored.
Wow. Jid Luxin could be one of those guys that really has helped this NU team up by 9 now.
Oh, stolen there. 3:08 remaining, 60-51. Luxin, may hawak ng bola. Oh, Luxin, block there. And the thing here is that NU is doing it without Omar John.
Right.
Oh, no! That was a gimme for Briones, but suddenly, right now, he's missing those shots.
You know, you could see UP, you know, with the peskiness of NU, the defensive intensity that NU has. You know, UP medyo nagsiscramble na sila eh. Like in the beginning, they were still composed, they were still relaxed. Pero ngayon, medyo nakikita mo na parang natataranta ng I don't want to say super taranta, pero they're starting to like really rethink some of their decisions. Like for example, Briones in his jumper right here, NU closed out hard and he had to dump down that pass to absolutely nobody. So there's moments like that where they're starting to have, you know, if
they're
decisions.
doubting themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, three-point shot for Pre. No good. Rebound. Tumatakbo ngayon si Miranda. Miranda gets it to Palacielo. Oh, he lowered that shoulder. Great stance by Jacob Baila. Pero if Jacob Baila was moving, baka hindi pa natawagan ng offensive foul yon. But Jacob Baila was able to establish himself. That's why sabay ni-lower pa yung shoulder.
Yes, exactly. So now, you know, the refs had no choice but to call it an offensive foul. But, you know, we're seeing, kanina pinag-usapan natin to, Pico, is the NU point guards.
Oh, yes.
You know, Jid Luxin right now is on the bench. Pero ito naman si Miranda kakapasok lang. He pushed that ball so fast as well, parang hindi lumabas si Jid Luxin eh.
Yes.
Lahat ng point guard nila parang may DNA. Push the pace.
Chico has the basketball. Briones against Francisco. He's trying to create some space, but couldn't. Look at the fast hands. Solomon has it. Hiningi ni Miranda. Miranda crosses the timeline. Miranda gets it to Solomon. No good. Isa pa. Solomon blocked there.
Wow, credit to Paul Francisco and his defense.
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness. First he was guarding one defender, then a screen comes, he switches it, then he gets the steal. It's just the intensity of the defensive effort here of NU is what gave them this 9-point lead. And Paul Francisco and his defense, the way he moved laterally against Jacob Baila, that was something to watch. I feel like playing basketball right now. Like
parang ikaw na yung napapagod eh, no?
Gusto kong maglaro sa intensity ng NU Bulldogs.
Yes.
It's been one heck of a game for them.
61-51, 146 remaining here as Solomon makes that one. 62-51, an 11-point lead, ladies and gentlemen. Baila, double team, Gagate, may hawak ng bola, not his zone. Pero ito si Briones can shoot the lights out. Ogana, no! Francisco with the leather, 125 remaining. Binigay kay Padrones, and now Miranda has it. Padrones wants it. He will challenge the defense of Gagate but decides to pass to Solomon, short on that one. Rebound by Pre. VJ will bring down the leather. Crosses the timeline. Pre drives. Oh, spin move. VJ Pre, what a move! And look at that. As the officials, someone is down right now. I believe that's Padrones.
Oh, Padrones is okay as he's grabbing onto his leg.
Oh yes, that it was Padrones. Oh, yung pagbagsak niya, pag-ikot ni VJ. And there is a substitution.
Looks like he's okay. Maybe, just a little shin-to-shin action there. Medyo masakit yun pag bone-to-bone yung tama.
Yes.
Sakit yun. Wow.
What was the, knock on wood, okay, but what was the worst thing that injury that you suffered?
Gratefully, a sprained ankle.
Oh yeah, sakit yun.
Yun yung pinaka-worst, and knock on wood, I hope that's it. But, a sprained ankle, it's like a grade 3 sprain from what I remember. Parang 3 weeks din ako hindi naglaro.
Ang sakit no. But sometimes, pag for pros, usually, sinasabi nila, 3 days, normal, di ba?
Day to day.
Day to day. But now, hindi. Talagang you have to rest para complete recovery.
Right.
Francisco! No good. Sky high for the board is Noruka. Noruka nagmamadali. Nakatitig sa rim. Traveling on Noruka.
And, that's something you don't want. If you're the point guard of UP there, you need to go get that ball from Francis Noruka.
Yes.
We know the talent of Francis Noruka, but definitely I don't think he has that just yet. Being able to bring up the ball and make a move right away, I think it's something that he can develop and something that he can do. But in games like this, your point guard needs to take control, go get that ball and set something up for your team.
And we were saying kanina parang talagang nanggigigil si Noruka when he drove that. And look at that. Yan yung patented shot ni Solomon, but it doesn't go in pa. Parang ayaw pang pumasok for Solomon, but let's see. Here comes Payosing, 15 seconds. Some movements here. Payosing being guarded by Miranda. Payosing going all straight to the hoop. No good.
Wow. The way Mr. Francis Noruka flies in for any rebound.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Nakalimutan siyang bantayan ng So let's see, as officials would like to make sure that there's no slippery portion underneath the basket to avoid any injuries.
Right.
As Myla will do the inbound. Oh, he can shoot it. He can shoot that three. No! And tingnan mo yung tira ni Paul Francisco.
Muntik ang papasok. Grabe.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 30 minutes of basketball action, third quarter highlights, you can see on the screen. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.
No worries, dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the end of the third quarter. It's a 9-point lead for the NU Bulldogs, 62-53. And apparently, Justino, we were thinking that UP will have a good quarter simply because parang dead serious sila after halftime, no? But then, itong NU was able to recover and, put up a fight.
Yes, I think what worked for NU there is that their intensity was not matched by UP. Yes, UP was serious coming in from that halftime break, but they couldn't match NU's intensity, their peskiness, their grittiness. You know, NU, they play like they got something to prove. They play like they got a chip on their shoulder. And now they're proving that they could keep up with the best teams. And oh my God, Miranda with that layup.
And Dwayne Miranda hitting that one. 64-53 as Poyos gets that pick. Poyos gets it to Payosing. 12 seconds. Back to Poyos. Noruka. He drives. And he's really forcing the issue.
Yes. And
Medyo gigil na siya.
yeah, gigil si Francis Noruka. And you know what's working here, the defensive scheme of NU, is they're making UP drive. They have really taken out UP and their three-point shooting. And I think that is the biggest reason why they're up by 11 is because of their defense.
And of course, checking on the quarter scores. First quarter won by NU 22-16. In the second quarter, bumawi ang UP 25-23. But in the third quarter, NU got that quarter 17-12. Sinabayan nila ng offense and defense.
Yes, and you can see in the second quarter, UP scored 25 points. Coming into the third, they only scored 12. A 13-point difference there. And that goes to show the defense of NU really locking down on what they need to do against UP.
Dwayne Miranda missing on that one. Bola ngayon ng UP. UP on a fast-paced mode. Here comes Payosing, nagmintes. Miranda on the run. Wisely waiting for his teammates. He was outnumbered 1-3 there. Miranda gets it to Parks. Tulabot.
Wow.
Floater. 6 seconds. Miss there. Parks all day. No. Oh, look at. Oh, block there by Noruka. Tumatakbo ngayon ang NU at UP, and there was a foul.
Wow.
On Parks.
Francis Noruka. 2 blocks in 1 possession.
Yes.
I mean, you know, that's what you expect from a player like Francis Noruka. That's his job. That's what he does best. If I'm not mistaken, he should already have like 5 or 6 blocks already in this game.
Yeah, definitely. If I'm not mistaken, we discussed Noruka. He had around 6 blocks yata.
Yes.
Last time
game,
around.
He had 6 blocks last game.
Wow. So goes to show he's a human spring machine.
Literally, and the timing to be able to get those shots. You know, it's credit to Francis Noruka.
And now Noruka wants it. And fresh off the bench. Oh, Noruka is really forcing it. He's really forcing it. He should settle things down. Figueroa, boom!
That's a big-time shot there by Figueroa, showing he's a 3-level scorer. And, you know, now they're up 12. They just need to get a stop here and try to get some momentum down.
Noruka, siya naman ang babanat ng tres, nagmintes. Oh, Omar John is... No! Look at Francis Noruka redeeming himself from those misses. And Noruka was able to steal that ball. Ito naman, tumimira ng tres. No good. The 3-point shooting of UP has deserted them.
Yes.
So far.
Yeah, so far. And that's what we talked about pregame. Don't let UP get any confidence from the 3-point line, because if they do, it's going to be really hard to beat them. And NU has done a really fantastic job running them off the line and contesting any 3-point shot UP takes.
And right now, let's hear it from our courtside reporter, Bianca Tagarda, na may balita. Bianca, what's up?
And Justin, before the game, I asked Coach Jeff Napa on their approach for this game. At sabi niya nga, we will only control what we can, and that is ourselves, which seems to be working for this quarterfinals game dahil ilang minuto na lang ay maaari na nilang masungkit ang panalo. But consistency remains the key here, especially with at least more than a half of a quarter left. Kaya naman, let's see if the Bulldogs can snatch the twice-to-beat advantage of the Fighting Maroons. But Kiko and Justin, paano nyo ba i-describe ang fourth quarter na ito?
And fourth quarter right now, Bianca, medyo lumalamang talaga ang NU because they have scored 9 points compared to just 2 points para sa UP. 71-55. Tumira ng 3. Oh no! It's not going in right now, Justin.
You know, NU, I think they took taken some of the confidence out of UP's shooting, as they're just really giving it all to them. Wow.
And my goodness, Justin, NU has scored already 12 points in this quarter compared to just 2 for UP. It's a 12-2 run for NU in this fourth quarter. Timeout is called. We'll be back.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup quarterfinals here. This is the third out of the 4 games scheduled, or 4 games on tap for today. And NU is on top by 19 points.
Wow.
6:23 remaining.
Wow. And that goes to show, you know, NU came out to play. They came out to play strong, intense. And what a shot there by VJ Pre.
Yes, and VJ Pre has been the bright spot of UP in this second half.
Yeah, he's been playing well for UP so far, but this NU team, they just need to finish strong here, but they committed turnover.
Ito, si Pre, isa na naman. Nagminte si Pre. Rebound by Figueroa. Jid Locsin getting some instructions from the coaching staff. Paul Francisco. Binigay ngayon kay Locsin. Oh, naiwanan niya si Poyos, pero na turnover. And there is an unsportsmanlike foul there.
That's technically a clear path foul, right, in the NBA.
So the officials will review that one just to be sure. 5:34 remaining, 74-58. If that's a clear path foul or any infraction, that may be a momentum breaker.
Yes.
Momentum might go to UP side if ever they will be able to convert on the next play.
Yes, if UP here can convert some free throws, get some stops, anything can happen. It's still 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to go. So anything can happen in this game.
74-58. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 30. So Jacob Baila is in the free throw line. First free throw is good for Baila. So after a 12-2 run, UP has scored 4 straight points. And game is not yet over.
Yes, of course. And, you know, with this free throw being missed, but with this possession, they could get this lead down to 12 or 13 points. There's still 5 minutes and 32, 33 seconds left to go. You know, anything can happen. They just need to get some stops, and they need to convert on the offensive end.
Poyos, may hawak ng bola. Oh, look at Omar John. Even him is joining the steal party.
Yeah. They're blitzing every screen that UP does. So, you know, having Omar John with the length of his hands really try to reach in there, you can always get a tip.
Oh! Public display of rejection from Omar John. 5:17 remaining. Palacielo may hawak ng bola. Inaanapan si Francisco. Oh, what a tap by Jacob. No one's informed Palacielo that nasa likod si Baila.
Great recognition by Jacob Baila there, noticing that the NU player had his back turned against him. And great timing. Kasi di ba minsan pag gagawin mo yun, ma-recognize agad and they're gonna get that backdoor play.
Yes.
Pero to see Baila, the way he did that was so quick. He did it in a split second.
Goes to show na talagang, well, I've been saying it, Baila was part of the Gilas youth.
Yeah.
And of course, isa siya sa mga highly recruited, highly touted recruit before na pinag-aagawa ng mga other teams. 7 Gagate. Oh, finally, 7 scores. Down to 13, Justin.
Anything can happen here. If they could get a stop, it's still a ball game.
Halfway through this fourth quarter. Omar John gets it to Palacielo. 5 seconds. Palacielo creates some space.
Wow, big
Palacielo.
time shot. That's a big time shot there. Pamatay sunog sa momentum ng UP. Let's see if they can get a stop here.
UP prior to that had a 6-0 run. So tingnan natin. Inside. Ooh, what a pass. 7 Gagate back-to-back baskets for him. UP is not giving up on this game. Remember, they have a twice to beat advantage. Figueroa, he gets it to Omar. Omar John, binigay kay Jake. 9 seconds. Oh, that was a foul on Coronel.
That was 6 seconds left on the shot clock there. That puts it back to 14. That's a very frustrating foul if you're UP. There's only 6 seconds left on the clock. If you didn't make that foul, they could have gotten the possession back.
Yes, and timeout is called. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be Unli with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Unli Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Less than 4 minutes remaining in this game between UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 and the NU Bulldogs. NU Bulldogs holding on to a 13-point lead. As, of course, NU trying to force a sudden death match tomorrow. So we were talking off cam, no? So we were hoping that if ever NU wins this game, they should maintain that energy.
Yes.
Yun yung big question eh. If they are able to match the energy na binibigay nila ngayon.
Yes, if this kind of gameplay and game style, if they can sustain this until tomorrow, they're in good hands because, UP is having trouble with this kind of defensive intensity. So let's see if NU here can close out the game strong, but they commit another turnover.
Ito na ang UP, nagmamadali, Baila! Oh, foul!
Wow.
But sometimes, they should just let it go, di ba?
Yes, yeah.
Kasi parang yung angle ni Baila at that time parang mahirap ipasok eh.
Right.
And there's a possibility na mag 3-point play pa yon.
Right. Just challenge hard. That's all you need to do.
Yes.
Challenge hard.
Score is 76-63, just a 13-point lead.
And it looks like they're going to review this last foul if it's an unsportsmanlike foul, as Coach Christian here was pleading his case that might be an unsportsmanlike foul.
And NU should be very careful. Oh, there's a pushing foul. Just a regular foul.
Like you said, and you should be careful. There's 3 minutes and 46 seconds left to go, and it's a 13-point game. If UP catches fire from the three-point line like we know they can, and they could get a couple of stops, anything can happen. This is still a long basketball game.
Definitely. I have been repeating this during the coverages. Back then in the Pinoyliga Juniors Cup, it was Adamson and Perpetual. Adamson was leading by 11 points with 50 seconds remaining. And Perpetual still won the game.
Wow.
So, I mean, for NU, they should be very careful because we have seen miracles of biblical proportions happen in basketball.
They might have a Tracy McGrady on their team that can score 11 points.
Oh, yes.
You know.
Or maybe Reggie Miller with 8 points.
Exactly.
Santiago has the leather. And now, here comes Figueroa.
Oh. That's a big break here for UP. I think this is going to be a very crucial possession here. If UP can score, if they could get some kind of staggered screen for a shooter, have Jacob Baila go through a pick and roll with Seven Gagate or even VJ Pre, give him the ball, try to make something happen with him. You know, they have options, but they just need to score here in this possession.
And this is the difficult thing if you're leading by a big margin. Sometimes you get too complacent that you forget to score and play defense. But if you're in the shoes of, let's say if you're one team, you're leading by 10, would you rather have that or have a close match?
I'd rather lead by 10 and pretend like we're not leading by 10.
Oh, yeah.
Playing that kind of style. You always want to play to win. Whether you're up 10, you're up 20, you're still playing like if you're trying to gain the lead. Diba? Kasi kung hindi ganun, you're just playing not to lose. So, you got to stay aggressive if you're NU.
And it's very interesting. Oh, VJ Pre! VJ Pre with a 3-point shot!
Oh my goodness. This is what we're talking about. It's only down to a 9-point game here, and there's still 3 minutes left to go.
Figueroa. There's a foul on Coronel. I'm glad that Coronel is able to play right now because when he transferred to UP, magkakasama yan tatlo eh. From LaSalle Green Hills, Gagate, Pablo, and Coronel. Coronel was injured with an ACL injury yata back then. And right now, nagstay sila sa UP for 1 year. And then before Pablo returned to LaSalle.
Right.
And then glad to see that Coronel is playing again.
Yes, coming from an ACL injury, that's a very hard injury to come back from.
13 seconds. Figueroa. There's a drive. Oh, what a pass. 5 seconds. Figueroa short on that one.
Wow. And that's the stop you needed if you're UP. Now your focus is to get another basket. Now NU is going to expect VJ Pre to might get the ball. So if you give VJ Pre the basketball, try to create something because they're probably going to hard blitz it and you might have a weak side open. So that's something that they could look for, and it could be Jacob Baila on the opposite end or even Coronel on the opposite end. So let's see what UP will do here coming down the possession.
And we were saying earlier, the 3-point shooting deserted UP except for VJ Pre.
Yes, yes. So let's see. Let's see if they're going to have VJ Pre go through a pick and roll and try to find a weak side, or if it's going to be RV Poyos making the decision here for UP.
So let's see. 2:38 remaining. Poyos. Oh, what a move! But he could not convert on that. Francis gets it to Coronel. Oh, a steal there by Figueroa. Figueroa wisely waits for their teammates or his teammates. 17 seconds to shoot. They have the lead. Nakay Francisco, 10 seconds. Francisco against Noruka. Francisco launches a 3. No, short on that one. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the twilight zone. The last 2 minutes is brought to you by Smart 5G. Here comes Baila. Binigay kay Poyos. Poyos with the basketball. Binabantayan ni Jit Locsin. Pick given by VJ Pre. All the way to the hoop is Poyos!
Wow. All they need to do now is get a stop. You get a stop here, you put yourselves in a good position, and a foul. Good thing they're not in the penalty just yet. That's only their 4th personal foul. All UP needs to do here is get a stop. If they can get a stop, convert on the offensive end, that's all they need to do. Don't foul. There's 17 seconds left on the shot clock here. You don't need to foul at all. You have Francis Noruka protecting the paint. All you need to do is play some honest defense and get that stop.
1:35 remaining, 76-69. This is an interesting lineup here. Oh, only one legit big man here, and that is Palacielo. 15 seconds. Oh, a turnover! Here we go, Poyos. And there is a foul called. 76-69.
What a game we have here so far. Francis Noruka needs to hit both. I think these 2 free throws here, this will give them down to 5 points with 1 minute and 25 seconds left. These are crucial free throws here for Francis Noruka.
Francis makes that one, 70-76. And it's almost like 4 minutes that NU hasn't scored. So we'll just double check that time. But according to my unofficial time, around 4 minutes already. So let's see. Oh, a split. 76-70. 1:21 remaining.
Oh, man. That's okay, you know, they're not in the penalty situation just yet. And you like the pressure that RV Poyos is, you know, giving Miranda, but he fouls out with the 5th foul there. So they're only down 2. It's a 2-possession ball game with 1 minute and 16 seconds left to go. So
pero pinasok ngayon si Payosing, a bigger player. And of course, an experienced one. Coming out from San Beda. Transferring to UP, that's Payosing. Oh, pressure pack free throws.
And you know, if you're NU, you have to just make good decisions on defense. If you can get some stops against UP, you should be in a good position. You got to remember, you're up by 6. You just have to make some stops.
1 out of 2. 77-70. 1:16 remaining. 7-point lead. Both teams are in the penalty. VJ trying to bulldoze his way in against Figueroa. VJ, no good. Oh, wrong save by VJ. Oh, almost. What is happening right now? Paul Francisco. No.
Oh, my.
Here comes VJ. VJ blocked from behind by Parks. 77-70. Palacielo has it. He gets it to Figueroa.
And it looks like they're not going to foul here. And they will be playing another game here.
3-point shot, no, 16 seconds. Payosing airballs that shot. And we've been saying that the 3-point shooting of UP was nowhere in the game except for VJ Pre.
Right. And, you know, NU, you got to give credit to NU. They played that second half, that crucial third quarter, with the most intensity that they could possibly play with. They were pesky on defense, they were intense on defense, and they were able to withhold their lead here and down the stretch as UP tried to make a comeback.
And ladies and gentlemen, we will now listen to the school hymn of the victorious NU Bulldogs.
And our best player of the game, averaging 23 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals for number 20, Jake Figueroa.
And ladies and gentlemen, after 40 minutes of intense basketball action, we have a winner. NU Bulldogs takes home the victory 77-70 over the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2. Thus, there will be a second match between the two teams. At makakasama natin ngayon si Coach Vic Icosiano. So, Coach Vic, good afternoon. Congratulations sa pagkapanalo.
Thank you.
Coming into this game, alam natin na number 1 ang UP. Paano nyo pinagandaan tong game na to?
Actually, wala naman kaming talagang special na ginawa. We just go and practice every time that we have to practice. Tapos we play all the games that we have to play. Yun lang. We do make some adjustments and malayo pa. We're really preparing for the UAAP. So wala naman kaming ginawang special.
Justin?
Coach Vic, congrats sa
Thank you.
panalo nyo.
Thank you.
And can you just take me through yung defensive intensity ng mga players? So, as in, para silang, they're very pesky, very intense. They were in the passing lanes. Can you just walk me through kung ano yung ginawa ng kupunan nyo today?
That's the right thing to do naman talaga. Put pressure on the man with the ball, tapos will be on the help side. Kaya lang lately, dahil malayo pa feeling namin last year, so those previous years medyo aga naming nag-peak. So feeling namin. So ngayon, we're just taking our time. We're just trying, paano ba sabihin? We're just trying to be there kung saan man. Tapos syempre, along the way, pag papunta na kami sa UAAP, mas magiging intense pa yan.
Right. Thanks, Coach.
And Coach, matanong ko lang kasi si Coach Jeff napaka soft-spoken no. Tapos pag sa bench parang tahimik lang siya. Pero pag sumigaw siya, talaga matatakot yung mga players. Ganun ba talaga ang ni Coach Jeff?
Hindi naman. As a head coach, syempre, meron ka rin minsan, kailangan mo rin gulatin yung mga players. At the same time, it's all timing. Diba? Sabi nga natin.
And then of course, sinasabi nga natin si Coach Shot na dyan din. How big is Coach Shot also joining sa mga games nyo?
Everybody's, Coach Shot, Coach Glenn, everybody contributes dun sa team. Very democratic naman yung system ni Coach Jeff. Yes. So before we start practice, we talk about it. We talk about what will run for this practice and everything, what to improve and everything. Ganun lang.
And Coach, the floor is yours. Baka may mga gusto kayong batiin or mga sumusuporta sa NU Bulldogs.
We'd like to thank all the NU National University community. Maraming salamat sa pag-suporta sa ating team. Huwag niyo po kayong magsasawang, suportahan to and always support Pinoyliga and all the basketball leagues and all the sports here in the country.
Maraming salamat, Coach Vic.
Thank you.
And of course, punta naman natin si Bianca Tagarda with our best player of the game.
Mga kaliga, I'm here with our best player of the game from the NU Bulldogs. That is Jake Figueroa. Now, Jake, congratulations for this win and for being the best player of the game. At nung eliminations nga, you lost to UP, but now everything changed. You've turned the tables around. So ano ba sa tingin mo yung nagbago this time?
Siyempre, unang-una, I wanna thank God sa binigay niyang panalo ngayong araw kasi alam mo yun, ilang araw talaga namin pinagtrabahuhan yan, no, yung araw na to. Kasi sa totoo lang, kanina umaga, nag-ensayo pa kami para makuha tong game na to. Siyempre, unang-una, sobrang saya ng, alam ko, sobrang saya ng coaches, no, especially si Coach Jeff. Kaya, ayun.
And nag-pay off itong hard work ninyo, lalo na yung training ninyo nung morning. Pero for tomorrow, since you force a winner go home this quarterfinals, paano nyo gagamitin itong 24 hours or even less than 24 hours left ninyo before your do-or-die game tomorrow?
Wala naman. Bukas break kami. So, kailangan ma-refresh yung katawan. And, ayun, kailangan pa namin magtrabaho. Hindi pa tapos to.
And lastly, may gusto ka bang batiin or pasalamatan or i-shoutout sa ating live?
Siyempre, binabati ko yung mama at papa ko, si Boy Patis, si Black D, kapatid ko, si Carl, si girlfriend ko, si Rosel, and buong teammates ko, and sa Center Zone Junior, yun, Tebs Peanuts pala.
Thank you so much, Jake. Now that's all for now. Now let's go back to the panel.
And thank you so much, Bianca, and congratulations to Jake Figueroa, finishing with 23 points, 8 rebounds. Wow. So that forces another game for tomorrow ang NU and of course ang UP. Final words before we go to the next game.
All I have to say is the defense of NU. I've said it throughout the whole coverage, pero grabe yung depensa ng NU. That's what got them the W. So let's see if they can sustain this moving forward with another game against UP.
Alright, so up next, ladies and gentlemen, isa pang quarterfinal match. And this promises to be a good one. It's the JRU Heavy Bombers going up against the UST Growling Tigers.